Please like the video and share it so that it reaches many more people and you get sawaba, or rewards from Allah. This could be a sawabe jariyah or continuous reward for you long after you are gone.
Volume 5, Book 57, Number 13. Narrated by Abu ad-Darda. While I was sitting with the Prophet, Abu Bakr came, lifting up one corner of H's garment uncovering H's knee. The Prophet said, "Your companion has had a quarrel." Abu Bakr greeted the Prophet and said, "O Allah's Apostle, there was something, i.e. quarrel, between me and the son of Al-Khattab. I talked to him harshly and then regretted that, and requested him to forgive me, but he refused. This is why I have come to you." The Prophet said thrice, "O Abu Bakr, may Allah forgive you." In the meanwhile, Umar regretted his refusal of Abu Bakr's excuse, and went to Abu Bakr's house and asked if Abu Bakr was there. They replied in the negative. So he came to the Prophet and greeted him. But signs of displeasure appeared on the face of the Prophet till Abu Bakr pitied Umar. So he knelt and said twice, "O Allah's Apostle, by Allah, I was more unjust to him than he to me." The Prophet said, "Allah sent me as a prophet to you, people, but you said to me, 'You are telling a lie,'" while Abu Bakr said, "He has said the truth, and consoled me with himself and his money." He then said twice, "Won't you then give up harming my companion?" After that nobody harmed Abu Bakr. Volume 5, Book 57, Number 14. Narrated by Amr bin al-As. The Prophet deputed me to read the army of Dart as Salasul. I came to him and said, "Who is the most beloved person to you?" He said, "Aisha." I asked, "Among the men?" He said, "Her father." I said, "Who then?" He said, "Then, Umar bin al-Khattab." He then named other men. Volume 5, Book 57, Number 15. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. I heard Allah's Apostle saying, while a shepherd was amongst his sheep, a wolf attacked them and took away one sheep. When the shepherd chased the wolf turned towards him and said, "Who will be its guard on the day of wild animals when nobody except I will be its shepherd?" And while a man was driving a cow with a load on it, it turned towards him and spoke to him saying, "I have not been created for this purpose, but for plowing." The people said, "Glorified be Allah." The Prophet said, "But I believe in it, and so does Abu Bakr and Umar." Volume 5, Book 57, Number 16. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. I heard Allah's Apostle saying, while I was sleeping, I saw myself standing at a well, on it there was a bucket. I drew water from the well as much as Allah wished. Then Ibn Abi Kafar, i.e. Abu Bakr, took the bucket from me and brought out 1 or 2 buckets of water. And there was weakness in his drawing the water. May Allah forgive his weakness for him. Then the bucket turned into a very big one and Ibn al-Khattab took it over, and I had never seen such a mighty person amongst the people as him in performing such hard work. Till the people drank to their satisfaction and watered their camels that knelt down there. Volume 5, Book 57, Number 17. Narrated by Abdullah bin Umar. That Allah's Apostle said, Allah will not look on the day of judgment at him who drags his robe behind him, out of pride. Abu Bakr said, "One side of my robe slacks down unless I get very cautious about it." Allah's Apostle said, "But you do not do that with a pride." Volume 5, Book 57, Number 18. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. I heard Allah's Apostle saying, "Anybody who spends a pair of something in Allah's cause will be called from all the gates of paradise, O Allah's slave. This is good. He who is amongst those who pray will be called from the gate of the prayer, in paradise. And he who is from the people of jihad will be called from the gate of jihad. And he who is from those who give in charity, i.e. zakat, will be called from the gate of charity. And he who is amongst those who observe fast will be called from the gate of fasting. The gate of Ryan. Abu Bakr said, "He who is called from all those gates will need nothing." He added, "Will anyone be called from all those gates, O Allah's Apostle?" He said, "Yes, and I hope you will be among those, O Abu Bakr." Volume 5, Book 57, Number 19. Narrated by Aisha. The wife of the Prophet, Allah's Apostle, died while Abu Bakr was at a place called as-Sunnah, al-Aliyah. Umar stood up and said, "By Allah, Allah's Apostle is not dead." Umar, later on, said, "By Allah, nothing occurred to my mind except that." He said, "Verily, Allah will resurrect him and he will cut the hands and legs of some men." Then Abu Bakr came and uncovered the face of Allah's Apostle, kissed him and said, "Let my mother and father be sacrificed for you, O Allah's Apostle. You are good in life and in death. By Allah in whose hands my life is, Allah will never make you taste death twice." Then he went out and said, "O oath taker, don't be hasty." When Abu Bakr spoke, Umar sat down. Abu Bakr praised and glorified Allah and said, "No doubt, whoever worshipped Muhammad, then Muhammad is dead, but whoever worshipped Allah, then Allah is alive and shall never die." Then he recited Allah's statement, "O Muhammad, verily you will die, and they also will die." 39.30. He also recited, "Muhammad is no more than an apostle. And indeed many apostles have passed away before him. If he dies or is killed, will you then turn back on your heels? And he who turns back on his heels, not the least harm will he do to Allah, and Allah will give reward to those who are grateful." 3.144. The people wept loudly, and the Ansar were assembled with Sa'd bin Ubadah in the shed of Bani Sada. They said to the emigrants, "There should be one emir from us and one from you." Then Abu Bakr, Umar bin al-Khattab and Abu Ubaidah bin al-Jarrah went to them. Umar wanted to speak but Abu Bakr stopped him. Umar later on used to say, "By Allah, I intended only to say something that appealed to me, and I was afraid that Abu Bakr would not speak so well." Then Abu Bakr spoke and his speech was very eloquent. He said in his statement, "We are the rulers and you, Ansars, are the ministers, i.e. advisors." Hubab bin al-Mundhir said, "No, by Allah we won't accept this. But there must be a ruler from us and a ruler from you." Abu Bakr said, "No, we will be the rulers and you will be the ministers, for they, i.e. Quraysh, are the best family amongst the Arabs and of best origin. So you should elect either Umar or Abu Ubaidah bin al-Jarrah as your ruler." Umar said to Abu Bakr, "No, but we elect you, for you are our chief and the best amongst us and the most beloved of all of us to Allah's Apostle." So Umar took Abu Bakr's hand and gave the pledge of allegiance, and the people too gave the pledge of allegiance to Abu Bakr. Someone said, "You have killed Sa'd bin Ubadah." Umar said, "Allah has killed him." Aisha said, in another narration, when the Prophet was on his deathbed, he looked up and said thrice, "Amongst the highest companion." See Quran 4.69. Aisha said, Allah benefited the people by their two speeches. Umar frightened the people, some of whom were hypocrites, whom Allah caused to abandon Islam because of Umar's speech. Then Abu Bakr led the people to true guidance and acquainted them with the right path they were to follow, so that they went out reciting, "Muhammad is no more than an apostle, and indeed many apostles have passed away before him." 3.144.